Is this thing on? I do believe so. Hi guys, Spartan D here playing Neverwinter on the PC, streaming on Twitch for the moment. And sorry for the late start. Life happens. And also, things don't always go the way you want to. But that's okay. Anyway, without further ado, let's start it out. Where's my chat? I thought I activated the chat. Ooh, it does not like this. I guess it would not be surprising if the lag, not because of the uh, usual lag, because I'm not in the US, but because it's mod 31, which means a lot of people playing, and I feel like my game has just crashed. Did it just crash? Hopefully I'm still streaming. I can't tell. My hands are moving. My head is shaking. I can hear music. In game though, not so much. We'll just give this a minute. And I'll just start by talking what I intended to do today. And kind of like share with you what happened. So, I had the plan to actually stream on TikTok today and do a TikTok live, but not for gaming, because kind of like the slot for the morning between, I want to say 6 and 10, or before 10 in this case, was meant for TikTok live talking about gold, because according to our financial advisor with Public Gold, I'm part of PG1M. All of this is not really that important. It's for people who do know, they know. So he suggested that we do our TikTok live talking about Public Gold in the mornings, like after prayers, which I intended to do, but the wife was still around. So, and it was like, this is around 6 o'clock in the morning. And like, I did my prayers at around 5, finished my prayers, um, wanted to start the stream, and then I was like thinking, you know what? Let's just wait until the wife leaves, right? Until the wife leaves for work. At least then she doesn't mess up the environment, as it were, trying to give me goodbye, talking to me while I'm on live, going in and out of the room. I'm kind of worried with this. It's crashed. You know what? I will stop this. You know what? I feel like this stream is gonna crash too, because I got an error message earlier, and I don't like that. I might as well have restarted the PC, but we've invested now, so I'm just reloading the game. This is just the thing with streaming. It happens. It happens. Hopefully, it doesn't tell me to repair and stuff. Oh, and I just remembered I wanted to buy the battle pass as well, didn't I? Uh, I guess I'll do that offline. I actually wanted to do that before I start the stream, but because I completely forgot about it, I just started the stream without buying the Zen that I need. In fact, do I really want to? Like, I feel like maybe I should accumulate the wealth. Like, I think I need $25 US dollars in order to purchase the battle pass, the new one. I don't know what it's called. Um, but I'm definitely trying to get the companion only because I want him, not that I need him. So which comes back to what I was said previously about wanting things. If I wanted something, I have to work for it and then make the money to actually eventually buy it. So hopefully it doesn't crash again. If it does, then I'll probably just not stream today because it seems like perhaps a lot of people are playing. Let's just do the thing like we usually do so that it doesn't lag as much. Reduce MIP, process priority. You know, I'm sure there are command lines, so you don't have to do that again and again every time you launch the game. Let's look at the stream. It looks okay. I feel like something's missing at the bottom right corner of the screen. I'm not quite sure what it was, but it's okay. So it is still laggy. This is super laggy. I just walked like a meter, like I don't know, 10 meters away, and it's already laggy. Jeevus. Well, we'll try anyway.
Enclave needs your help. Hero of Neverwinter, I received word from Harper Tessa, one of our allies at Thay. He was part of an infiltration team that snuck in while we were dealing with Valindra and the Dreadring.
Huh?
Keeping tabs, laid low, sending word when they can, but these days we barely hear from them. Until today. Harper Tessa's last message to us bodes ill. Sas Tam is up to something.
Sass.
Something big.
The Z is silent.
Exactly that is, we don't know. The good news is our Harper friend has identified the presence of a resistance within Thay itself. If we can establish a connection with this resistance, form an alliance, perhaps we can uncover what Zastam's plans are and thwart them.
Well, actually, I hear the Z.
Left coordinates for
The S is silent.
Pyroto's corpse.
The S is silent.
Zastam must not be allowed to succeed.
Ooh. Now, I'm thinking now. I'm kind of having doubts now. Like, would the battle pass be a good idea to buy before I start this campaign, just in case it gives you like extra, currency? I mean, historically speaking, they do that. They give you like extra credit, whatever, from something else, like an artifact or a trinket or a companion, right? And it's a separate thing from campaigns and a battle pass. There's a title here. You get astral. Is that an astral lockbox? It is. I mean, if I purchase the battle pass later on, right? So if I was to click on, yeah, that 20% off right now. So instead of paying $25, sorry, I believe $25 is $20, if that makes sense, because it's 20% off right now. I don't need to buy it. Is that a companion? Rathmodar. Is that the guy from Temple? Sorry, not Temple. Tiamat. It is, isn't it? And also in Dreadring, which is kind of funny if you think about it, because he's like, Dreadring is like level 1, and then you're getting a mythic companion. Mythic. Bonus progress. So they said this is unlimited. Is it the same as everything else like previously? Let's check. I'm curious. Battle Pass Premium Choice Pack 2. If this standard one says 2, then it is the same. No, it's different. Stub. Why is there like a guild tag here? Is that like an in-game thing? It might be. So I don't know if the choice pack is actually something that we've gotten before from previous battle passes. It looks like it might be. So that might not be something that I'm keen. However, you know what? let's just go there to the map, to the new map, and then we'll talk there. Where do I gotta go? Say. That's convenient. Huh. I feel like this might have been a mistake. I feel like, yeah, we're gonna go into combat immediately, or at least there's gonna be a cutscene. I've done this on preview, so I do kind of know what's gonna happen. Ish. Oh my god, did I just crash again? I need to buy a new PC. It seems. What is this lag? Okay, guys. Let's just take a seat for a second. Let the game kind of like catch up. Ooh, nah, we're not into Skyrim packs anymore. Red Harvest Head Start pack. So I'm assuming this will unlock um rank 2 or whatever in the campaign, meaning to say you can do the new trial. I'm assuming that's just historically not historically accurate, but it seems to be the case every kind of like mod. Like I'm going into this blind as usual. Detrites, that's the battle pass. Should be down here. Okay. Red Harvest view campaign. Okay. So there's currency, 100 weekly hauls. Blades of persons of interest. Tokens of competence? Compliance? Sorry, I can't see that. Compliance. Tokens of compliance. Okay. Oh, going back to the story about what I intended to do today. TikTok Live. Wife was still around. By the time she left, contractors came in. So they're actually working in my other room right now. So you might hear banging from time to time. And I might have to leave from time to time as well. And kind of like having to entertain them if they have got like questions and stuff like that. So just to let you know. Magnificent illusion essences, so they have those. We're not gonna, I mean, we don't even have an essence to upgrade, so I'm not gonna, unless I've completely gotten everything that I needed from this campaign, which most likely I won't. I mean, we're talking about gears, artifacts, companions, vanity pet stuff, all these stuff, right? Let me kind of like, yeah, so all these stuff I probably wouldn't touch because I'm basically like the highest gear level I can from the previous mod 30 anyway. So an upgrade now is just gonna be a slight upgrade. And besides, the gears are celestials now, right? Which is the highest possible gears that you can get. I'm not so sure about shirt and pants. It looks like maybe we'll look at the collections after this and see. Epic rings. Again, I'm not really into buying anything from the campaign stores. Opting instead to get it from the kind of like master trials and whatever dungeons they may have this mod. I can't really read. If I zoom in using the magnifier, it actually cuts off the text. So you're damaging at will encounter and daily 5% more in the trial. Okay. Say, are these the old ones? Why? These look like the old ones, like the old overloads that you can get from Stronghold. By it kind of like cut off at the end there by 5%. Reduces the damage 1 hour. Oops, sorry, knocked the webcam there. Not much in the campaign store. I'm actually kind of surprised. They also mentioned, the developers, that the keys from here doesn't work for the dungeon. Not that we're gonna go in there anytime soon. I don't think I'll be buying the head start, to be honest. I never do, except for the last time I did it for was Acquisitions Incorporated, I believe that's the name. Whatever mod that was, a long time ago. and I unlocked the dungeon, and nobody else did. There's only like a few, like literally like one hand. There's like how many people that actually had it unlocked. So and I was not in the kind of like with the cool kids, so nobody invited me, and I had to wait until everybody else unlocked the dungeon, and even by then, nobody really wanted to bring me. Boohoo, sad. But that's fine. It gave me an important lesson, which is not to kind of like go gung ho with the FOMO, as it were, and try to unlock the dungeon when I didn't really need to. So what is this? Gravity orb. I believe this seems to be the thing, isn't it? The trinket that I was talking about that will give you extra currency. I bet it is. Uh huh. Equip increases the drop rate of campaign currencies in the Red Harvest campaign by 15%. Okay. So, and usually what happens is if you have this, the weekly haul is 100, right? But you get 15% more, so you get 115 at the end. However, I want to say it's not really worth it. I think, in my opinion, power combat advantage, critical strike. That's not too bad. Defense, awareness, critical avoidance. I may not. I may not need the defense anymore. Critical avoidance, I do. Deflect, I do. Awareness, kind of. Not really. My awareness is pretty high, I want to say. It's not ideal, but I do get like 100, like 120, 120, depending on conditions. Especially with the new gears that's coming out, right? Dead to Rights. Is this the Battle Pass? It is. Actually. Oh, so this lists out all of the things that you can get if you were to buy this, and once it's all unlocked. I'm just wondering if this includes the new mount, the snail mount. Oh wait, those are in the astral, right? Those are in the astral lock boxes, not in these lock boxes. So I'm looking at the wrong thing. Excuse me. Yeah, these are the ones that I should be looking at. Are these the ones that has the snail? Because that's the only thing that I really care about right now, the snail. It doesn't say. It doesn't say. It doesn't list it here, but I'm assuming it does. Because I can see the Neo Eclipse there. There are definitely two different astral lock boxes, by the way, currently. And I do have both of them, so I can probably show it to you guys. Which is... Hold on. Wait, is it astral? 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 I don't think it's astral. What's the other one? Resurgence? Mystic. No, mythic. Is it mythic or mythic? Mystic. No, neither. What are those lockboxes? I'm blind and there's too many things. I'm looking for like doubles. Double like icons that look the same. These? Yeah, these ones. What are these? Magnificence. Let me get rid of chat. Magnificence, Resurgence, lockboxes. Alright, let me just get rid of the shared bank there for a second. So, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me just put it front and center. This one. So, Magnificent Resurgence lockbox. Okay. This one doesn't seem like it states what's so special about it. And this one does. Yeah, so this one has the Escargot Fast Turbo 3000 account bound or account wide mount. and this one does not. So I don't actually know what the differences between the two are. They look exactly the same. It's just this one has escargot, this one does not. So that's the only difference. Obviously, you want the one with the escargot because that's the one that's very rare. I've never actually seen it myself personally. I have heard from people, from from my viewers, that they have actually seen people using these zoomies, zooming around in PE and stuff. So I have yet to see them myself, though. Not that I don't trust my viewers. Of course, I trust my viewers. However, I would like to have it myself first before I say yes, definitely 100%. This thing is out there, but I am assuming it is. Let me just open this, get rid of that. I don't need these. I don't need these because usually you get the celestial bags. You only need it for vouchers, and there's a 20% off currently anyway, so you don't have to worry about that for right now. I don't know when it ends. When does that end? Soon. What is this? Why are you finally giving me the equipment that I already been wearing all this time? Earn double progress. That's gonna be 2 days. Login rewards. Huh. It doesn't say when the sale is gonna like end. Maybe if I go like this. 11 hours. The FOMO is strong. I need to make $25 or $20 or whatever it is. You know what? I could clean the car. I could clean a car and then earn $20. But I'm physically not 100% in order to do that. We'll see how it goes, guys. We'll see how it goes. I could use my money now, right? And then pay it back later. Like when I get paid, I'll put that back into my kind of like company account, as it were, if that makes sense. So at least I don't feel too bad, but I still have to do it regardless. I mean, I'm not buying it right. I will buy it eventually, but I'm not gonna buy it right now. Within 11 hours, I want to say. So after the stream, I'll buy the battle pass. Going back to what I was saying about the Zen store. I don't need to buy this. You just play the freaking game. Defiant key bundle. Oh, eh? Yeah. Currency plus keys. I don't tend to buy key packs. Companion upgrade tokens. Anything else? When's my VIP expiring? 4 days. What's my Zen like? Is it gonna go through anytime soon? I have 3 postings. I still have 3 postings. I don't know when that's gonna come out. Not anytime soon. If I have the money, I'll just put it in Zen store, guys, and then you guys can get like a Zen. As in, I'm gonna sell Zen. I'm gonna buy lots of Zen, and then like buy AD from the Zen store so you guys can have Zen eventually. Not right now. Packs. You know what? That would be good. In fact, if I made money from streaming, I would actually put that back into Neverwinter, right? Use that money that I made, like part of it. I'd say 20% of what I earned from streaming Neverwinter, and then putting it into Zen. What do you guys think? Does that sound crazy? I don't think so. I think putting in 20% is not that bad. Like if I earned $100, right? I could just buy $20 first of Zen and then put it back into the game. Although I get taxed. So when I get $100, right? 30% of that actually goes back to Twitch. So I actually literally only earn $70. Am I allowed to say this? I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say this, by the way. It's just an example. I think that's fine. I'm not saying I only earn $100. I'm just saying if I earned $100, that's what I get. So 70%, I think that's still okay. So 70%, I only get $70, and then 20% of that is about $14. So I would say I don't think there's $5 in Zen store, like purchasing Zen. I think the minimum is 10 US dollars. So I guess only one 10 US dollars then. Sarissa. Carti Brie. Who's Sarissa? Sarissa. Is that a new character? I don't know of a Sarissa. I'm not familiar with this name. I mean, I don't really care for appearances, but I do have all of them currently. Categories, yes. Maybe not this one though. No, not this one. I'm not about to spend money on something like this. It's not even gonna do anything for me. It's just visual. I don't even play or main a bard. So I lied. I don't have this one. I don't. Desert Dancer? No, I don't have this one either. Okay, so I feel like I've already talked about the Zen Store stuff, so I don't have to worry about that, do I? I don't know if I want to buy the Battle Pass now or later. Because if I buy it later, I have a sinking feeling I'm gonna regret not doing. Well, I mean, you know what? It's only 20% off. If I needed to buy it, and it's like if the discount is over, it's fine. I can get a 20% off any item in Zen Store, and I should be able to get the same kind of like bonuses. Why is this like? I just gave it time for it to kind of like, catch up, and it's still laggy. I kind of list. Okay, I can't get up here. I was like thinking there are like wolves up there. It's not wolves. Those are Thayans. I think. Oh no, I'm in single target. Silly man. Where's? There we go. I was like wondering where's my companion. He's the one of the AOE. So going back to what I was saying about my TikTok live. I was literally about to start my TikTok live, and then the contractor calls me and says, "We're outside. Please let us in." I was like, because like I said, I woke up around 5 o'clock, prayed, right, got ready around by 6, and then 6 o'clock, the wife was still here at home in the room, and I didn't want her to come in. I forgot to swap back again to AOE. So, oh, you know what? I totally forgot about chat. I don't think you guys can see chat anyway. That's fine. So the wife was still here. She was getting ready to go to work around 6 o'clock. And I was like thinking, you know what? Maybe just let her leave first before I start my stream. And then I want to say around 7:30. Again, I forgot about swap. Oh no! Did I just use an encounter power? I did. It's fine. This is fine. This is fine. These guys are kicking my ass for some reason. That's probably because I'm not using any encounter powers. So anyway, let me just get out of combat for a bit. I swap? Yes. Okay. I am super laggy, guys. I do apologize. I think it's just that a lot of people are playing Neverwinter right now. That's my only conclusion. I mean, I'm the only person in this map, this instance, so I shouldn't be lagging this hard. It could also possibly be because I'm using Internet Explorer or Chrome to play music right now. I'm not using Pretzel because that was one of the issues why I couldn't start my stream. It didn't want to load. And as you saw earlier, I crashed, so there's a lot of things that I feel like my PC is not like up for it. Like it's like struggling right now, so laggy that I don't know where to go. No, I don't need those. You could get a coalescent mode from those kits, to be honest, but in my what 12 years of playing Neverwinter, I don't believe I've gotten a coalescent mode from those kits ever. Not a single one. All of my coalescent modes are from Coffers of Celestials. Well, most of it. I would say 95% of my col modes I gotten from Coffers of Celestials. And I'll show you how you can get those if you don't know. Did I just return back all the way to the beginning? I hope not. Okay. It's so laggy, guys. Why is it so laggy? Why is it so laggy? Am I gonna crash? Please don't crash. Okay, thank you. I'm dying. Like, this is a good and a bad
Your
thing.
fighting skills are impressive.
Thank you. Like, why I say is good because it just means that there's a lot of interest uh, in the game. Like, a lot of people are playing the game right now. So that makes me happy. But the kind of like flip side of it is now I'm laggy.
Let
Like,
me be, you dirty rotten scoundrels.
I'm just gonna wait for people to go to sleep, I suppose. So I can get a chance to play the game. I wouldn't be surprised if people are already running the trials right now because they bought the head start. I think one head start is enough to actually unlock the trial. Again, I'm not sure.
Fighting skills are impressive.
You know it's laggy when the NPC says the same thing twice or more. This is like that Nerzagons, I believe. Well, I suppose he is a Nerzagon. What would the captain for?
If only I had my bow, I could help you.
So where is it? It's fine. I can do this. You know, I could probably just go to a single target, but this is fine. Oh, he's off his mount now. I mean, my kind of like big hits
I
are
should see this
from
coming.
my artifacts and my mount powers, so it's on cooldown right now. I don't know if recharge speed would actually cool that down, like as in make that faster. It might. You see that big chunk of HP that went down? Yeah, that was my horse. That was my mount power. My daily power is pretty strong as well, actually. There you go. 330k. Oh, it's okay. Not impressive. I don't main a DPS.
Well met. Oh, Timora.
Why are you out of breath, sir?
The name's Tessera at your service. Just give me a moment. I need to catch my breath. Whew. Damn it all. These roads have never been what you'd call safe. But that felt like an ambush. I owe you one. Or a dozen.
A dozen favors?
Ah, it's you, of course.
Nothing's more
Now
expensive
say,
than favors or
yes,
free.
That's the plan if you're up for it. I'll need to sneak you in. No portals, no magic. Thay is warded against that now, especially the cities. If you try, someone's going to see or sense you coming.
You know, his
Yes, I know,
voice.
I was there at the Dread Ring. Valindra forgetting to lock the door made infiltrating a whole lot easier.
Valindra forgetting to lock the door. Valindra, you had one job.
That portal's gone now. You'll not find anything like it around here, to my knowledge. We're heading to Tyra Turos, and our only real option is to go right through the front gates. It's the last thing they'd expect.
True.
Ready when you are. Hop in the back.
Looking like this, by the way. So his voice actually reminds me of this like millionaire on a podcast. But he's very, I want to say he's quite senior. You know, he's an elderly gentleman in his 60s, I believe. Very inspirational. I want to say. Unfortunately I don't remember his name, but it is from the podcast Diary of CEO. Very the things he said resonated with me quite a bit. But one of the kind of like takeaways from that conversation was that him in his 60s, with all this money that he has and all this wealth, he was jealous of people who can just walk like outside his window. He would look outside the window and see all these people jogging and walking, and he was jealous of those people because he loved hiking, and he couldn't anymore because of his knee. I think he has issues, so he would have he I don't think, well, I'm paraphrasing, he didn't say it like that he would trade all of his wealth in just to be able to walk again, but he did lament about the fact that with all the money that he has, he still can't walk properly. So if he could do a do-over, as it were, he would work less to make money and work out less as well when he was younger, which led to his injury currently. Like, the reason why he can't walk properly was because he was overworking or overtraining himself. And I got like first-hand experience of that as well, overworking, overtraining. Why is like Why is this like PS2 graphics right now? Is it blocky? It's like a video. Why is there like a video playing?
I think we've done everything I can think of. Keep an eye out, though. There's bound to be trouble about.
Guys, is it just me or the graphics is like pretty low?
Apologies for the uncomfortable ride. Seems there were more potholes this time around than before.
Potholes.
Zombies don't make for fast work.
Lol.
Anyway, welcome to Thay. The somber atmosphere, smell of rot, and copper tinge on the winds will grow on you. Eventually. Oh, and you'll be needing this. It's a shard of an artifact, and acts as a powerful amulet of illusion. This will help conceal your true identity. You'll be treated like any other regular Thayan civilian, but it only works when we're both within the city walls, because I carry the rest of it.
Okay.
There are plenty of people who could do with a helping hand. I may have some ideas.
Wow.
First
A
things
ride
first,
and a job.
To uncover what Zastam is up to, we need the help of the local resistance. They know the ins and outs, and they have manpower. However, the resistance won't just come out of the woodwork and welcome us with open arms. We'll need to draw them out, let them know we're on their side. The best way to do that is to show the people we're trying to help, somehow. So how about this? We keep an ear out and see what plights plague the people. The marketplace is rife with gossip. I'm sure you'll overhear something useful.
Right. So, not quite sure what we have to do right now. Let's just kind of like lock that in. Right? Tag that. Let's read what it says. We have to eavesdrop on conversations. Ooh. So is this what they consider? Yes, it is. Let's take a seat. So let's look into the campaign, shall we?
Was that your best attempt?
Lamau. Is that a tutor? It sounds like a tutor. I thought there was like a lesson mode, like 2. You shouldn't have. It's not. It's an improved mode. I mean, it's a legendary mode, so I'm not sure which one that is. Not sure what this is. Usually it's a transmute. It looks like it is. Or a trinket. One of those things. Why am I looking into here? Oh yeah, so I wanted to know what unlocks the new trial. So, advanced trial? Master trial? It's not listed. It's not listed at all in the master. Why not? Usually it tells you why you can't queue for this. It's not available. Oh no, the average time is not applicable. Is it here? Is this how you find out? I think so. It says it right there in red letterings as well. What does it say? You cannot queue for Shackles of Divinity. You have not completed the second milestone of Red Harvest campaign. So yeah, it I can unlock it like right now as we speak, by buying 2 of the head starts, but I'm not about to do that. Or alternatively, I could just play the game, finish the campaign for this week, and then buy a head start. Not that one. Where's the head start then? Would it be under services? Supplies? Services. It might be under services. I assumed it was under campaigns, but it was not. It's not under services by the look of it. Where packs perhaps? Here we go. Head start, 20% off is $1,200. So $12 basically. I mean, everybody's got $10, right? If it had a VIP, then I'd be more inclined. So, so I need $20 for the battle pass, $10 for the VIP, which my VIP is gonna end in like 4 days. So that's about $30 already, and then there's this 1200, which is $12. So that's about 40. I would say 40. Yeah, 42. $42. FOMO is real. The FOMO is strong. I really wanted my Zen to go through by this point. AD is not gonna cut it. I only got 400, 500 Zen left over. I can invoke. I will do so, sir. The next invoke will be my 5th invoke of the day. So, I guess I'll just... Is this conversation? Yeah.
Look, it's nothing personal. It's just that the fish I bought last week had a crumpled note in its garb.
And? So what? I'm gonna have to buy fish now? Or fishes? Plural of multiple fishes are fishes. If you didn't know. Oh, okay. No, I don't need to. I thought we were doing commission here for you. Circle of influence. God, the lag. I don't think... You know what this is? It could be because I set up the stream to optimize, so it's probably not the game that's lagging. It's actually OBS that's lagging. But we're just trying things out right now. So, is this a conversation? Incognito.
I heard a disgraced red wizard selling divination spells for cheap. Pathetic.
Okay. Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do to live. Like, so I'm not in such big debts that I have to start selling stuff like my assets. Like, but I mean, if push comes to shove, I would sell it in a heartbeat. Like, for example, if my loved ones needed like the money funds to for hospital fees, for example, because they don't have the takaful, which is Islamic insurance. I don't currently either. But if, say, example, I was hospitalized and I needed money for operation or a hospital stay, I would have asked the wife to start selling my assets. First, my gold, then my possessions, like my laptop, for example, maybe even my PC. I don't have a car to sell anymore. I did sell that off, but only because we had 3 cars. We didn't need 3 cars. We just, one for her, one for myself, and that's good enough. And then my lands, my properties. However, the difficult thing about assets is, especially with things like properties, it's very difficult to find a buyer, especially if you need it like right now. And even if you did get like, if I needed that money today, and if I tried to sell it today, I would probably be selling it at a very, very low price, like less than market price, less than what I could have potentially gotten, like above market price if I had time. I'd have to pay the agent, the broker. I'd have to pay maybe like a holding fee or something, processing fee, the lawyers perhaps, writing the documents, going to a I mean, I haven't done this before, but I would have assumed it would take a very, very long time. I mean, they might make like a down payment 50% now, which is probably going to be enough to cover. But yeah, it's just going to take a long time, and I don't think, if we really, really need that money right now, even with the gold, for example. Hold on. Let them speak.
I've been at these for 20 years. I know the difference between an infection and undead necrosis.
That actually triggers something else. But so going back, even with my gold, selling it, I could sell it today and get the money today. But if I was to do that like locally, I would be only earning probably break even. And I bought the gold maybe 2 years ago, so I wouldn't be making money off it. I don't think, because I bought it at around 300 RM per gram, which now is about, I want to say 400. So that's another $30, Brunei. So it's like 100 RM, $30 Brunei. I believe gold is in Brunei. Last time I checked, it was around 140 per gram. So technically speaking, I'll only be making $50, which is still a positive, but it's not that much more. Like if I was to say sell my dinar, which is 4.25, so roughly around $400 that I bought it at. If I was to sell that for every 100, I get an extra $50. So an extra 200, I would get about $600, I think. Top of my head, guys. Do not quote me on this. So, which is not too bad. That's like $200 extra. For some reason, this conversation is still going. Does that count as another?
These for 20 years. I know the difference
That's the same
between
conversation.
infection and
I don't know if that
undead
actually triggered the quest, like completion. It's probably the same, so it doesn't count. If it does count, this should be the last one, I think.
He wasn't a bard. He was a scoundrel with a lute. There's a difference.
Like a minstrel? There's a difference between a minstrel and the bard, apparently. An anime taught me that. Whereas, like, a minstrel would be only entertainment, like an entertainer, so they don't have any combat abilities, but a bard does, or something like. Or maybe I swapped it around. Bard is the one that just sings, and then the minstrel is the one that actually has combat.
There's an inn offering medical care for free. The Thoughtsian won't like that.
In fact, I don't think a lot of services would like that. Wouldn't like that in like a real life situation. I mean, even in my country, medication is not completely free. It is virtually free because you only have to pay $1, but you still have to pay $1, which is like 30 cents every time you visit. Every time you seek a medical advice. Okay, so where am I supposed to go next? Here, it looks like. The lag is so strong, guys. I don't know if I should shut down the stream and then restart it. Oh, look, it's what's his face? It's what's his face? Juma the Free. Clicky. Surprise bag. Gore Tooth. I mean, vanity pets. I've already got the best vanity pet in the game, okay? This dude right here. This chunky boy. I forgot his name, though. What's his name? I forgot his name. I feel so sorry. Sorry, bro. I forgot your name. What's your name? Thumberchod. Or Thumberchod. I don't know how to pronounce his name now. I think it's like Thumberchod. But anyway, the chunky boy. Alright. Let's talk to this chick.
I think we've done
or
everything
guy.
I can think of.
Sorry
Keep an
for
eye out,
assuming
though.
gender.
There's bound to be trouble about. Depressing, isn't it? And not much to go on. But we gotta start somewhere.
Seriously, his voice sounds
There
exactly
are
the
plenty
same
of
as that
people
guy.
who could do with a helping hand. I may have some idea. While you were eavesdropping around the market, I overheard some guards talking about how the undead and demon populations have grown difficult to manage. And the people are suffering for it. This is what happens when binding magic goes wrong. It's one thing to raise something up. It's another matter altogether to control it. You'll need to hunt down
I should have
the
worn
stray
my
undeads
shirt.
running loose. Try not to be too flashy with your methods. We want to draw attention to what we do, not necessarily how we do it.
It says control is nothing without power.
Doesn't seem like we've done enough to garner the attention of the resistance yet. We'll need to
You
keep
didn't
at
do
it,
anything.
and I've got just the task for you. Locals have been going missing. That's unfortunately considered normal here. especially in the lower city. They eventually come back as indentured servants or undead, part of Thay's manual labor force. How about we try to find the kidnapped and bring them back safely before any of that happens, huh?
Do I have a choice? I mean, oh god. In real life situations, I don't think I'd put myself in that kind of danger, like trying to save people. I mean, I mentioned this before in my previous streams, but if somebody was drowning and the only way to save them is actually to jump in and try to save them, I'd hesitate because that's a risk, right? That is a risk going in, jumping into the water with them because they might end up drowning with you. So instead of just one person passing away, it's two people. So that's way worse, I think. But not doing anything, I don't know, subjective what's worse, right? You yourself is important. So I wouldn't want to put myself in a situation where I would endanger myself. If I can help them without endangering myself, then I can and will. Like for example, throwing them a lifeline, a rope, a buoy, something like this if they were drowning. And I can apply first aid. Sure, I can call somebody to. Why is it telling me to jump off? Am I supposed to jump off? YOLO. Whee! I should have been on the mount. Okay, I didn't die, which is a good thing. Oh, look at that. I'm floating. I actually do not have. So if I press spacebar, yes, I go up. So I have to hold spacebar, I'm assuming then, in order to keep on floating above ground. Seriously, I think it's because of the stream. That's why it's laggy like this. And the clearer things on the ground is no longer available. Like, I don't know where to go from here. What am I supposed to do? Hold on. Let me check the map. I feel like there's gonna be a blue circle. Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense. It's not here. This is not the mission spot. Oh, now you decide to appear. I think it's just lag. So, apparently there's a new mechanic into this game. Sorry, not into this game. Neverwinter, in this mod. Which is that the more you kind of like kill things, the more kind of like a wandering boss appears. And then when the wandering boss appears, you can like work together in order to, wow, I'm dying. Work together in order to kill the boss, kill said boss, or named boss, or whatever, named the mob, I think we're calling it. Again, guys, I'm going into this blind. I don't actually know the terms of, like, say, BHEs yet. I'm just taking my sweet ass time doing, like, learning the ropes, as it were. Learning the new mechanics. Learning kind of like what to do and how to do stuff. Because that's like how I like to play the game. When a new mod comes out, people be like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? It's like, chill. I'm not even there yet. I thought there was like some floating like demon or something, but are you dead? Is that like skeletal remains? I think so. I think so. I think he's beyond help at this point, guys. Was that not any amount of... Was that like tape? Flex tape. No amount of flex tape is gonna fix that, right? We don't have flex tape here, so I don't actually know. I don't really get the reference, but I can at least understand what they're trying to do. Again, not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing. I think I have to kill like X amount of this and X amount of that. We will check it later. We'll just go around killing these mobs until at which time it says, okay, you've already killed X amount. Oh my god. Call everything, why don't you? So going back to like a real life situation where I can or cannot help somebody, or may not help somebody. I will help if there is a way to help without risking or causing me any harm. Like money, like for example, if I happen to have a fire extinguisher in my car and another car happens to be on fire, um, like at the very beginning, I suppose it's fine. But if the fire was like a roaring flame at that point, like it's been going on for a couple of minutes already, I wouldn't risk getting close to the car and risking it blowing up and blowing up in my face. So what I would do is either pass on the fire extinguisher to the owner and let him or her decide whether, I mean, yeah, even her decide if she wants to extinguish the fire of her car on her own. I'm not about to risk it. I'm not gonna about to risk my life for somebody else's life, unfortunately, especially if it's not even my fault that the car is on fire. I mean, I think it depends, right? It depends. God, I say this now, but when it actually does happen, I would actually wonder if I do. Because that's the thing. I think starting the stream, I wanted to call myself a coward because I'm listing all these problems. Like my wife was still around, the contractor was here, therefore I didn't do my TikTok live. But I think at the back of my mind, the reason why I haven't started a TikTok live was because I was afraid of change or afraid of messing things up and starting something new. Which is funny because look at me streaming on Twitch. I had to start that somewhere. I've got like 500 followers and I've been streaming for I want to say 8 years now. Countless videos on YouTube, and it started from something like this with my TikTok live. I had to start somewhere, and yet here I am, wanting to stream on a new platform that I've never done before, and I'm afraid. I'm chickening out. I'm making up all these excuses why I can't do something. It's not like I can't do it. I just, I just want it to be perfect or something like this. Considering I have this experience, right, that I have been streaming 8 years, playing Neverwinter, doing content for Neverwinter for like 12 years now on YouTube. So I have the experience, I have the skills, I have the equipment. There's not really much anything else that I need in order to start my stream. So what's holding me back? I don't know. Like that trying to be perfect. Like in my training last night, we had training, like web online training. Oh shoot, I just realized I'm out of bounds, aren't I? Oh no, I'm done. It's telling me to go. Who is this? Tenebraloth. I don't know if I believe that is the named mob that we have to worry about. Is that it? Are people trying to... Is that even a player? I'm not even sure where I'm going right now. I have to go up. The lag does not help, by the way. If it's laggy for you, I want to say it's much worse for me right now. See, I'm not even moving. So hopefully you guys can still hear me. Hopefully I'm still streaming. It's actually crashed and frozen on my screen right now, so it's unplayable at the moment. There we go. We started again. So again, I've got the experience. I've got the knowledge. I think the reason why I also why I don't want to start streaming. Ooh. Interesting. Who are you, sir? Okay. Is he inside? No, he's guarding the door, as it were. He's a pretty tough boy. I'm giving everything I got to this guy, and he's not even halfway. I might want to swap to single target. Is this like one of the named mobs? I don't think it is. You know, the name was like Tenebraloth, so I was assuming it's one of those Castle Ravenloft boss. So I just got some sort of achievement. The lag, guys, the lag. Gameric the Stitched. Everything hurts. Story of my life, bro. Story of my life. So if people don't know, right, I'm a diabetic, and I don't know what it's called, but I feel like I have this condition where everything just hurts. Like my body hurts. I'm in constant pain. Not so much nowadays. Not so much nowadays. I think I'm, at that point, the pain was constant and everywhere. Like my whole body was in pain. That I just ignored it. Like my brain, my whole body just ignored the pain. Because it's like your nose, right? You know your nose is there, but you don't really see your nose because your brain sees it all the time that it completely ignores it. So in fact, yes, your nose is right here, it's blocking your view, but because the brain has like acclimated, it's like it's so used to the fact of seeing this nose that it ignored it, and it's not actually in kind of like your vision anymore, in your peripheral. So that's a good example, I think, of what I'm trying to say. I was in so much pain every single day for the longest time that my body has just decided to, you know what, ignore it. It's normal. It's your new normal now. So, but thankfully, thank God, it's not really such an issue anymore for me. I feel like it's either I'm so used to the pain that I don't feel it anymore, or in fact it has gone away. But I do have issues with my feet still. I do have issues with my eyes still, which hasn't been rectified. But hopefully this year, I will get my surgery done, and I'll be able to see and stream like a normal person. That doesn't make me special anymore. I don't even know if that was a mission quest. I feel like perhaps this dude is. Wait, I'm doing the ritual now? Look at me. Look at the powers. Who does that? Gambit? Is it Gambit or Psylocke? From like Marvel. Like X-Men. Am I killing these people? They're not running away. I'm assuming this is the last one. Am I like fearing their souls or something? Oh, finally. Oh, wait. I don't actually know. Okay. Now they're escaping. Wait, did that... Did an NPC... Oh, God. I am so confused right now. Like, I thought that was a player that that saved that NPC. And then this dude decides to jump into the pit and become a ghost. Like, what? Why'd you do that? I believe it was one of the prisoners. He just decided to jump into the pit and become this ghost. Or was it an enemy? I don't know. It does look like he was one of the prisoners. He decided to just jump into the pit and become a ghost. Like, dude, why? He must have said something though. I didn't see what he said. Like, I mean, this is like a sensitive topic, and I don't know. Like I shared with you, I was in constant pain all the time, 24 hours, like 7 days a week, for years and years. And I mean, some people might decide to like off themselves because they don't want to deal with the pain anymore, right? The pain is too much. However, I truly believe, and this is just my own personal opinion, right? You don't have to listen to what I have to say. I truly believe there's nothing that bad on earth that causes you to commit suicide. Like, whether it be breakup, loss of like a loved one. Business deal went bad, or why can't I interact with this dude? Needs key runes to unlock. These things? These are kits. These are not runes, I don't think. Yeah, these are kits. It'd be so funny if I get a coalescent mode from there. Not quite sure where I'm gonna get these rune things, but anyway, going back to what I was saying, there's nothing that bad that you'd have to off yourself. Again, I'm not saying your pain isn't real, the suffering isn't real, but I'm a Muslim, and I do believe, like most religions will not say suicide is the answer and that you go to hell and all this, right? It's the same for us as well. I don't know if we go to hell or what. I mean, obviously, when you commit, oh God, this is getting too dark now. Let's just say it's not a good thing to do it, right? And I don't think that there's any pain that's like so bad that you'd actually wanna commit suicide. But in fact, the body shuts itself down if you are in too much pain, right? In prolonged pain, sustained pain, it will actually it will itself shut itself down, if that makes sense. You could in fact die from pain for being in too much pain. I mean, that's not really a good way to go either, but that just like tells you how much pain you're in, right? And then apparently women, genetically or biologically, women have a high threshold for pain, but something else, like men, I feel like, yeah, they have a higher tolerance to pain, but men are better at recovering from it. I don't like, so women have no, that they're more, it's not as painful. Like if I get stabbed and another, like a female version of me gets stabbed, they would not feel as much pain, even if it was the same spot, even if it was with the same kind of like pressure or same kind of like knife, whatever that actually gets stabbed with. The pain would not be as the same. Like it would not be as painful as it would be if it was done on me, a male. But something else, like we have more HP or something. So our defenses are lower, but our HP is higher, if that makes sense. I think. I don't remember. Like basically we can get stabbed even more. But the pain will be more than it would be if, like, so for example, I think you get cut 10 times, right? But to her it might be cut like 20 times, but the pain is less. But for us, it might be like cut 5 times, but it's like twice as much, if that makes sense. That like the pain is twice as much, but I don't know, bro. I don't know how to explain it, but definitely women have less pain receptors. They don't feel the pain as bad as if men do, if that makes sense. I think. I'm no scientist, but that's what I heard. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. What was I saying? I keep on forgetting the conversations that I've had. Maybe a new PC, bro. Well, maybe not a new PC. I might get the Ally, but then that would cost money. Let's say about $3,000. I need to make $3,000 basically. Would I then make it from my businesses? I want to say yes. Why can't I kill you, sir? He's channeling. In the end, is an aggro and this AOE. They were saying in the patch notes that they're gonna try and make it like different somehow. That's not an NPC. I was thinking that was a rune. Are you the person? Oh, okay, it did save you. Yeah, I think I still have to continue this. This is a different quest, I believe, than the one I did earlier. That's why it's taking me a while. I'm not doing too bad, to be honest, considering I'm not a DPS main. Anyway, going to what I was saying, not the REG ally. We'll talk about that next time, I suppose. ROG ally. I feel like instead of lugging around my laptop to play video games overseas when I go travel, for example, I might as well just get the handheld, and then it's like a mini PC in your hand, right? It's a handheld. You can play like Steam games or Steam Deck compliant games on the ROG ally, and it's cheaper than the Steam Deck, and also better than the Steam Deck because it is more current than the Steam Deck. Steam Deck's been out for X amount of years, and the Ally only came out recently, right? There you go. I feel like there's one rune for one NPC. I could be mistaken. Or is it one rune to rule them all? I'm going back in circles, aren't I? I went back to the first NPC that I saved. That's alright. So what was I saying earlier? I'm going back in circles. Making money. So I have my car wash. I have my gold. And I have, well, those are the kind of like, oh, the Takaful. The car wash is probably the only thing that's really making me money right now, because I'm having to go through all of these administration processes, which is taking a while. For example, my license, which I just got a revised version of, is revised because they got my address wrong, apparently. But the funny thing is I signed it off. I didn't know, like, it was a different address. I didn't know if they meant my address. I thought that the address that was listed in my certificate was the office for the insurance company that I'm working with, or Takaful that I'm working with. So I didn't know any better. However, that's rectified now. It took about a week to get a revised version. And then probably another week for the legal to send me a letter for me to sign, and then I'll officially be able to start selling insurance to people, which I'm looking forward to, because there's a lot of people waiting for me to be able to sell Takaful to them already. I think I have about three so far. And then, I mean, I'll be asking my siblings, I'll be asking my friends if they're interested in getting a Takaful. And hopefully from there, I can learn to speak to like total strangers and selling products as well. But I want to say that's a skill that, because these businesses, my car wash, my physical gold, my Takaful, they're all selling to people. Right? So in any of these three businesses, I think I can learn the skills in order for me to actually affect all three. Meaning to say, for example, and I mentioned this before, if I was to clean somebody's car, I'll be able to see their road insurance or road tax, and if it's gonna expire soon, then I can advertise my insurance, like, or Takaful, like. Well, since I can't sell any car insurance at the moment because I'm not a general insurance agent, I'm a life insurance agent. So those are the two different categories completely. There's two different licenses. Why did I keep on doing that? It's processes, not processes. But I'm pretty sure it says it's pronounced licenses, not licensees. Anyway, licenses. Oop. I talked so long that they respawn. So yeah, if I was washing the car, I see their road tax is about to expire. I could, in fact, as an agent, as a different agent, I could sell them the car insurance on their behalf, and like basically, well, technically no. Technically no. Sorry, I'm wrong. I don't think I'm allowed to do that. Um, Not until I'm an agent myself, because there's certain kind of like rules, to this. You can't start selling insurance even on behalf of someone unless you're a licensed agent. I'm not sure why it's telling me to go here, but I will go there anyway, regardless. How do I go there? This way? Shiny things on the ground. Please enlighten me. What is this? Is that an HE? It could be. What? I have to go north. Where's north? This way? There's like a big, huge ass building here. I can't. Maybe cut this way. I'm assuming this is the HA. Just passing through, bros. Just passing through. Oh, that's not a way to go through. There is no way to go through here. Carry on. Carry on. Groveling, praying, whatever. Prostrating, I think it's called. So if I was to sell, if I was to wash somebody's car, try to sell them like car insurance, which I can't right now, but I will in the future, hopefully. And if I was to sell their car insurance, then they're more susceptible to. Hunk of meat? What? Am I supposed to go down? I think I'm supposed to go across this way.
No independent thought.
Okay. Is it in loudspeakers? This is sounding like Equilibrium, where people aren't supposed to have emotion. Okay. Oh god, I'm going the wrong way. Did I just go to a throne room? Kind of. So sell them car insurance. They buy the car insurance. Then I'll be like, oh, would you be interested in obey? Then be talking. Then I can talk about life insurance. And if I sell them life insurance, then I can start talking about gold, right? Or buying of physical gold. So and this could work either which way. Like for example, if they approach me to purchase gold, I can then talk to them about, because I don't want to be on my mount when I'm doing this. It seems treacherous. The kind of like edge of the map there. I don't even know if I'm supposed to jump off of it or kind of like drop to my doom. Anyway, as I was saying, if they approach me to buy physical gold from me, right? I could then ask them out of interest, do you have any kind of like investment other than gold? For example, a takaful, right? Takaful investment, retirement fund, emergency fund. Because, I mean, it's kind of like a segue, right? If you're going to buy gold from me, I'll be asking certain things like, do you have enough to buy this gold? Because the amount, the weight may not be what you're looking for. You might be looking for, oh, I don't know, 1 gram. Just for like a rainy day, $100. That's about it, $150. Or you might be thinking about, oh yeah, in the future I want to get married. So you're looking at perhaps 5 dinars or 10 dinars. I mean, I made a video of it in my TikTok. So if you want to watch that, it's like my TikTok's down here. I do cover that. Like what are your large purchases? Be it a house, a car, getting married. Buying kind of like the latest things. I mean, things like phones, iPhones, I feel like that's not really a necessary purchase. But if you truly believe that you need an iPhone for making money, like if Android's not going to cut it because all of your customers have iPhones, I suppose. I don't know. Um, iPhones, to be honest, is just a status symbol, right? People use it as a status symbol, as a kind of like a gauge of whether or not you got money or not. If somebody's flashing an iPhone, like the latest iPhones, are basically saying, "Look, I'm rich because I can afford to buy this really expensive uh, electronic device," right? Whereas my $400 Android Vivo 5G, I think there's a different name for it, but it's called the label here says Vivo, and I believe it's like Vivo 5G. Whenever I load my switch on my phone from like shutdown, um, if I drop this, if I break this accidentally, I can buy another one easy. Just get the SIM card out, put it in the new Vivo, and carry on, right? In fact, if you look at the screen right now, it's actually cracked in certain places already. Like I've got a protector here. Like you may be able to see that it's like what you call that, privacy, so you can't see the screen if I look at like this, right? But the crack underneath is already cracked. The screen has already been cracked. So doesn't matter that I put a screen protector on top, it's still cracked. Anyway, I'm not gonna buy a new phone still. It's not gonna cut my fingers because I've got a protector screen on top of it now. However, it may not look nice when I'm showing my screen to people. So, but I'm not at a point right now where I'm bothered by that. Like, so what if I've got a cracked screen? Whose phone after X amount of years isn't cracked, right? And in fact, purchasing a new screen might even be 50% of how much I buy, like $200 to fix a cracked screen. I mean, I can still use it fine. There's nothing really wrong with it inherently. So why should I buy a new phone or basically spend 50% of what the phone is worth just to kind of like repair the screen when it's like perfectly fine as it is right now as we speak? Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna fast travel because I can't be bothered. And it looks like ooh. Here? I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go. I'm supposed to go to the tower. It's almost 12 o'clock, by the way. Oh. I think my tenant wants to pay his rent. Dalam pukul 12. I'm not gonna tell him that I'm streaming right now, but I'm gonna tell him that he can see me in 20 minutes. So my tenant wants to pay his rent, which then I can use to buy stuff like the battle pass, for example. But this is the thing. I've already budgeted my finances for this month. I think that's him again. Okay. Just gonna give him a thumbs up. Sorry guys, I didn't really want to do this, but I didn't want to keep him hanging either. So I've managed my finances for the 4321 that I mentioned last time. I think. Oh, is that a poster? Is that a poster? So 40% of your income is for needs, right? For needs. 30% of your income is for wants. 20% is meant for repayment, which I have right now because I have people that I owe. I don't have loans, which is great because then I don't have to pay interest. But I do owe people. I do owe money to people. So 20% of that is to repay for this month. And this is going to continue until I finish off my payments. And then 10% is for, what was it for? I don't remember. I don't think donations and play is actually something that I thought of, well, from previous kind of like studies, as it were, sessions. Is it for education? I don't remember now. Needs, wants, repayment, and protection. Protection meaning to say insurance or Islamic insurance, aka takaful, investments, right? Investments. So I have put aside. I want to say, what was it? How much of my income is set aside for investment? I think around 20%. It's supposed to be 10%, but because my wants is 0%, meaning to say I don't have any wants except for like this battle pass and all this, right? Those are my wants. Those are the things that I want but don't need. I can live without, right? So 0%, meaning to say I can play around with this 30%. So out of instead of 10% for my investment, I now have 30% extra to play around with. So I increased my investment to 20%, meaning to say I have 20% left over. And I feel like this 20% I will use as a liquid asset. Liquid assets are basically cash money on hand. So you don't have to sell any assets or liquid assets. Sorry, not liquid assets. It is called liquid assets, but basically it's just cash on hand that you can use for emergency. So technically speaking, the other name for it is emergency fund. So 20% of that, starting now, I suppose, because I don't have any liquid assets. Like I said to people, the reason why I don't have any liquid assets is because I just change where I'm from and where am I going. I always change my physical cash money into gold every single time. Whatever's left after spending my expenses, my needs. My needs are like my bills. My needs are like my groceries. My needs are like, I think those two things. Because anything else like clothes, shoes, battle passes, VIP, those are just my wants. And I technically, as much as possible, don't have any wants. Not because I don't want anything, but because anything that I want, I make money for. So, for example, like I said, I need to make, like, say, for example, this time, as an example, I need to spend $50 on Zen, right? That $50 is not going to come in from my income. That $50 is going to come in from something that I do in order to get that much. And then I'll use that money, the $50 that I earned, to buy the battle pass and Zen and what have yous. So for example, so my car wash, I can wash a car for $20, and that would be almost 50% of what I need. That is not enough, obviously. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe I can just smooch off my income slightly and then pay it back. This is why it's really dangerous for you to have money on hand, because the FOMO is really strong. I've got 11 hours to make $50, or you know what? Let's put it this way. I have 10 hours to make as much money, and the goal is $50, right? I mean, if somebody's listening in right now and very, very rich and whatever, would like to send me some money, that'd be great. But you know what? No, I'm half joking. But it would be nice if somebody did that, only because to support me, so I can actually do this
We've done
thing.
everything I can think of. Keep an eye out. There's bound to
I
be
just
trouble.
realized that those are quests, and I'll be getting gold from them. So I should really swap to my gold build, or gold bonus build.
Can you see me?
And then I think, as another challenge to myself, and I don't think, okay, so another challenge to myself is start a TikTok live. Finally, like my first ever TikTok live. We were supposed to have training today on how to do a TikTok live.
That should be enough to ease people's fears for the time being, at least.
72 silver,
And
not
hopefully
even one
catch the
gold.
eye of a resistance member. Mind you, those things tend to come back. So don't be surprised if you see the streets overrun again. It's like weeding, only far more dangerous, of course.
If I had weeds that grow that fast, I'd probably make business of selling those like grass weed, not weed, uh, for animal feed,
There are
bro.
plenty of people who could do with a helping. They were being used as ritual sacrifices?
That's crazy.
I should have known. At least you stopped whatever the ritualists were up to and reunited some families. Somehow. I don't think this will last forever.
Somehow. Because otherwise we don't have
Seems
missions,
the
bro.
folks you rescued have already started talking, saying you're one of the few good ones left in this.
Few good ones.
I managed to acquire some information. There's an inn that caters to those of meager means. It turns out they've got a makeshift infirmary operating in the back.
Oh yeah, we heard about that.
Is an altruist. Try inquiring about medicine. You might be able to help in some way.
So in real life, I want to say if there was like a hospital or clinic that was gonna give free kind of like consultation and medication, and it's like a legit, right? Like a doctor, legit doctor doing it, out of the kindness of his heart or whatever it is. I don't think any other kind of like health centers or institutions like hospitals or clinics is gonna be happy about that. One is because they're not making money out of that, right? And two, well, I think that's probably it, right? Well, two, it's not going to be healthy for the business itself, right? Because in order to consult, you need time, you need resources, energy, right? Your know-how, your knowledge. As a doctor, if I was that doctor that was giving away free medical consultation and or medications, what have you, out of the kindness of my own heart, that means the money has to come out from somewhere, and that means it's either I'm being sponsored by somebody or it's coming out of my own pocket. So I mean, Jeeves, I can't even imagine. Like, medication is hard. If I was to give advice, consultation, I suppose, it wouldn't be too bad. Although, technically speaking, in order for me to be a doctor, I have to go through doctorates for like X amount of years, right? At least 10 years to be specialized, I think. And who's the one who paid for that education? Maybe my parents, maybe the government, and then I'd have to pay them back supposedly, right? So again, it's gonna come out of my own pocket or the sponsorships pockets. So I mean, you either gotta be really, really filthy rich in order to do that, or the sponsor is filthy, filthy rich, because I don't see how that could sustain itself. Meaning to say, I don't see how, like, the medication has to come from somewhere. Somebody had to manufacture it. Unless, of course, it's like herbal, like plant-based, or even just simply eat clean, or let's not say eat clean. Watch what you eat, right? Zero carbs or very little carbs, which is funny because I had noodles last night only because I wasn't able to physically go downstairs and cook my chicken, which I have to do later on because lunch is soon, and my dinner as well. So, and of course, watch your calories, right? 1800 at a very minimum. Don't listen. I should really be listening to my own advice because I don't even hit 1,000 calories every day, and I'm still not losing any weight because I don't exercise as much as I should. Exercise. Now, see here. This is the thing where you have to take this with a pinch of salt. You and I are two different people. We don't have the same circumstances. We're not at the same age, perhaps. We don't have the same background. You don't have the same physical activity. You don't have the same time, resource. You don't have the same conditions as I have, right? We may even have all that, but genetically we're not the same either. So even if I had a clone of me right now, like which is basically the same, his experiences from that perspective, or sitting over here or standing over here, is different from me sitting down here. That already is a difference in environment. Me sitting down is possibly not, well, I'm moving about like this, so I'm burning more calories, but him standing might actually be burning more calories because he has to stabilize his score and etc etc. So even that is two different situation environment, and that could actually result in different give different results. But anyway, all I'm trying to say is, as a general rule, watch what you eat, right? 1800 for males. I believe it's higher for females. I'm not sure. Ask Gemini. Maybe it's like 2,000 calories per day. 3 times a week. Now, again, you could probably be exercising every day. You could be exercising once a week. This is really up to you. But as long as you have this kind of like consistency, you'll be fine. And then steps. Minimum 5,000 steps. I want to say maximum is 20,000 steps, because anything more than that, it's like, what are you trying to run for, a marathon? I would say on average 10,000 on a daily basis, whether it's a gym day or not, is a good enough number. But obviously, if you want to work out more, if you want to burn more calories, if you want to get rid of more fat, go for the higher number. But I don't really expect anyone to spend more than like 2 hours in a day. Even they probably wouldn't be able to spend 30 minutes in a day to work out, to do steps in any way, right? Do we have time for one more mission? I want to say no. I got 6 minutes left. Did we get a new lockbox, by the way? I don't remember seeing a new lockbox. Curious. This is really weird. I don't usually get lockboxes in a new mod for some reason. Thank God I did not accidentally open that chest. Whoops. Let me see if I can buy it from the Astral Diamond Exchange Bazaar. Because usually they have the lockboxes in there, right? We covered this before. Like in a previous stream. Like I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it, but it could in fact. Oh, this is a Seals Trader. No, this is not the right one. Sorry, madam. I called you out for nothing. I did sell you those items, though, which you are forced to take. Is it here?
Do you have astral diamonds to trade?
Wondrous Bazaar. It's the same. It's the same. Glorious Undead. Okay, so we're just going to do a lockbox opening to end the stream, I want to say. Because it's almost 12, and I usually end my stream at 12 p.m. We got 5 minutes, though, so that's going to take a while. Do we not have a key? We don't have a key. The key. Well, I do have a key in my shared bank here. I do have a key here, but I hesitate. I hesitate, sirs. I don't want to do it. This is only for a claim. So we may not end up doing key. We'll just do a mission then. Let's just do one more mission before we end the stream. Unfortunately, I didn't end up getting like 100 weekly haul, but that's fine. We can just take this slow. I don't want to end up doing kind of like the trial suddenly. We didn't even finish the story, you know what I mean? It just doesn't sit right with me to kind of like rush things. People who are like me, free to play, we don't tend to buy Zen for the sake of buying Zen. I mean, I've already spent $4,000 into this game. I don't really want to spend any more if I don't have to. And seriously, I don't have to. You just wait. You just wait for the 2 weeks or so, including this week. And then you'll be able to do the trial. Besides, if you were to buy and unlock the trial right now, there's only a certain number of people who can run it. Like it's the same 10 people that runs it, right? So like successfully complete the run. So, and if it's such a limited number, how likely it is for you to be included in that group, unless of course you make that group yourself and get like people, your friends and whatever, just kind of like going through the motions and trying to complete that that trial. And I do know people go to a preview in groups and they practice and they practice and they practice. So I mean, they deserve it, right? They deserve going through and doing the trials with the same group that they did practice. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Thank God for self-healing. These guys are like permanently stunning me. Oh, it's time for me to invoke. I need to get rid of this wizard. He's like doing AoEs. Did somebody just bring... Okay, thank God. I thought somebody just brought in a named named mob. What is this? Somebody's attacking me. Why are you attacking me, sir? Who is attacking me? The invisible... Yeah, I feel like there's like this invisible like assassin things that we can't kill, right? No? Okay, I might be talking out of my ass right now. Let's invoke using a mechanical altar. So if you watched my previous stream last week, I was talking about invoking on all 50 of my 55 of my tunes minus 1, and then it occurred to me I should be invoking using the mechanical altar. I panicked there for a second. I thought that they fixed that too. They nerfed it. So if you did not know, if you invoked on at least by the 5th invoke of the day, you can get all of the above Gond bags. I don't know what they're called actually, mechanical packs, right? On the 6th one you get an extra like 1 gold, or perhaps the highest perhaps is 100? No, 1 gold. So you can get an extra 1 gold, but I have a tendency to forget. Like I would just go to character, select screen, and then it will automatically invoke, and I would have missed my chance. So in order to alleviate that, to ensure that I get my maximum 5 packs per tune, I just invoke on the 5th. And if I forget about that, I make a mental note and again try to invoke on using a mechanical altar on the 6th invoke. At least I'll have 2 tries in order to get these 5 packs per tune. And like I said, per tune, meaning to say I can technically get 5 packs per tune, times that by 55. I believe it's like 250, something like this, 275 packs in a day, which means each pack has a potential to give me, I think, maximum of 100. Now I don't get it all the time. I do get it sometimes, but getting like say 800 gold within 60 seconds every day, you know what, why not? So yeah, it is actually an extra step. All that invoking on all of my 55 tunes minus 5 took me hours. I think 4 hours, right? Last time I streamed, it took me freaking 4 hours to do all that, and even more after that, right? After I stopped streaming, it took me another, I want to say, I think I stopped streaming at 12, and then I started playing again around reset. So that was another 6 hours. I didn't play. I took a break because I wasn't feeling too well. But that was basically 10 hours it took me from beginning to end to get all of those. And even then, I didn't completely invoke on all 55 minus 5 tunes because it was already reset. Meaning to say all that progress, all of that invocation was wasted. And even at certain points, I had 2 characters that already hit maximum, like 14 celestial coins. And because I did character selection logout, I invoked, meaning to say I didn't get my celestial coins on the 6th invoke of that day. So it was a waste of time. So now I've resigned to just getting 1 per day, per tune, in order to like not kind of like over invoke, if that makes sense. I might change that. I might change it to say 6 if I can, or at least up to 5, and invoking with a mechanical altar in order to get 5 back. And the mechanical packs, unfortunately, are character bound, but the gold that you get from it is not. I can just sell that. I can even give it away. I can even move it around between my tunes, from my main to kind of like my alt tunes. I can do that, so it's not really an issue. These are not bound, so I will be keeping these just in case. I mean, I keep it as long as I have space in my inventory, because I'm a hoarder. I'm a chronic hoarder. But anyway, guys, I think that's it for today. I have to see my tenants soon, and I do have to go to pro prayers, so I will end the stream right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream or the podcast or even the VOD on YouTube. If you like, subscribe, enjoy, like, share, whatever, all that good stuff. It does help. And yeah, I need to widen my net, as it were. Anyway, guys, it is time for me to go. Thank you so much for coming in and coming with me with this journey. Coming with me. What the hell? Going on this journey with me. It seems like I've crashed again. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, y'all.